In the previous lessons, we looked at building a rough cut. And I've went through and I've cut the entire scene 4 here of this overtime short film. And you can see I have a number of clips. And I'm just going to summarize what this rough cut is and what it looks like. And then we'll dive into some additional tools that Final Cut includes to help refine this rough cut. And really take it from kind of a raw cut into something a little bit more polished that you might want to start presenting. So first of all, to summarize this cut, we're going to look at the timeline here, and you'll see some various clips, including different color codes, because I've assigned some roles to these as well. So the first thing is across the primary storyline, we have the actual primary footage in this rough cut. This is all A-roll, and it's this scene. So we see clip by clip. We do have a fade in at the beginning here, going through the cut. Below that, we have some room tone, some ambient noise, which are these kind of teal colors here. And then there's music to start and end this scene. And there's also a connected B-roll clip up here. That's just a close-up of the keys being put into the pocket. In addition, I've gone through and added captions for this entire scene. So we can see the captions are listed there. So for these next couple features that I'm going to be demoing, there's really no need for us to see the captions on the screen. So you can actually use the timeline index on the left side here and go into roles to hide those captions from the timeline. So you could certainly go through here and uncheck a box here which will disable the roles as far as them being displayed in the viewer. But on the timeline we can still see those captions are visible. So in this case, what I'm going to do is actually click this button on the right side, which will hide those captions from the timeline. So in addition to unchecking that box on the left column, I'm going to hit this button on the right side to hide those captions from the timeline itself. Those captions are still there. They're connected clips, so as we edit this project, those captions will stay connected to these various clips on the timeline. I no longer need the index, so I'm going to click the index button to hide the timeline index. I also don't need the inspector over here on the right side. So I'm going to hit this button up on the top right of the toolbar to hide the inspector. You can also use the shortcut Command 4. So in this video, the feature I want to show you is how to audition clips. In building the rough cut, I've just placed some various clips here on the timeline. But it's very frequent that you'll have multiple takes of specific shots, and you're going to want to go through and choose the best one. So in this case, I have this shot that's the reaction shot of Ralph, who's our primary character here that we're looking at. And he has this reaction shot right here. So I'm going to play this little scene. We'll take a look at this.
I know your big secret, Ralph.
Really?
So Simon says, I know your big secret. And this is what this entire short film is about. We're trying to figure out what this secret is. This is one of the initial scenes. So this reply that Ralph has, he just says, really? And he kind of has that look on his face. But I know there's a couple different takes of that reaction shot. And I'm going to want to try out those shots, see if I can find the best one. So to do that, I'm going to go into my Scene 4 keyword so I can see all the shots. I'm going to switch this over to my favorites because I know I've marked all of the clips I want to use as favorites in the browser here. And then I'm going to look for those reaction shots. So I'm going to use the browser zoom here to zoom in to about 10 seconds. Should be enough of a zoom to find these various shots. So let's see here. We're going to play around where that part is.
Can't keep him forever.
No.
Yeah. I know your big secret, Ralph.
So right here I know there's going to be a reaction. So I'm going to hit I to mark an in point. Hit the spacebar to play it to find the out point.
Really?
Got a little sniff in that one, and we'll hit the O to mark the out point. So here's an additional take of this reply that he has where he's saying really. So I want to audition this and see if this maybe is a better take. So to do that, I'm just going to drag this selection right on to the take that's already on the timeline. And you'll notice it gets a little white outline. You want to make sure it's outlined because I don't want to insert it here. I want it right on this take. And I'm going to let go of it. And before, we looked at some of the replace options included, and in this case, I'm actually going to add it to an audition. And I could replace it right now and add it to an audition, but I'm just going to add it to an audition because I do really like the take that's here on the timeline. So I've added that take to an audition, but I'm going to go and find a couple other takes that we could see. So we'll see here, right when his arm grabs.
I know your big secret, Ralph.
Hit I for an in point. He says, really? Has his little reaction. I'll hit O to mark the out point. And then I'm going to drag this, drop it on that same clip, and also add it to the audition. And let's go down and find a different angle for this example to also add it. Let's see from this view.
No, I know your big secret, Ralph.
Really?
Just let
Get the reverse of it. We'll see what that looks like. I'm going to drop it onto the same clip again, say add to audition. And let's see, one more. Maybe from this side view might look interesting. So
I know your big secret, Ralph.
Really?
Just let loose and have.
mark the in and out points of that selection, drag it onto this clip, and we'll hit add to audition. Okay, cool. So I've added these various takes to this audition. I'm going to hit the Z key to enable the zoom tool. I'm going to click and drag around these 3 clips here and let go to zoom into that part of the timeline. Because right now I'm only working with this specific shot where he says really in his reply. I'll hit A to switch back to the select tool, the arrow tool. And now let's see this audition actually in action. So the way the audition works is we see this little tiny spotlight listed on the clip. And if I click that spotlight, it opens the audition. And now we're seeing this feature in action. And the way the audition is laid out, we have a list here, which I can scroll to the left or the right to switch between these auditions. You can also just use the arrow left and right key on the keyboard. And that's switching between those various clips. At the bottom, we see an option to duplicate an audition, which we can do if we want to. In the middle, we see which clip is currently being used. So if I switch to the right, I'm essentially trying out these different clips here as if it's an audition to see which one's going to be used. And then if I hit the done button, it's then going to set this audition. So let me go ahead and open the audition back up. Notice the little star switched over to whichever clip is currently being used in the audition. The other thing to point out, if I switch to a different angle and hit the red circle, this will also lock in that audition selection. And then you can see if I go back into it, we see the star letting us know this first take is the one that we're using. And then the other part, if you switch to a take and hit the space bar, it'll actually preview this audition with the pre-roll and post-roll times.
Really?
In an earlier video, we went into Final Cut Pro preferences, which I opened here with Command comma. And when you go in here under the playback tab, there's a pre-roll and post-roll durations, both set right now to 2 seconds. So what that means, if I go in here and select the take, and then I hit the space bar, it's going to preview this take for this audition with 2 seconds before and after the take. So let's go ahead and look at this final angle here, because this one is not too bad. I'll hit the space bar.
Really?
So I could see right away I don't want this take because I'm already using that clip right before it. So it doesn't make sense just to stay on that take. So when that happens, I'm just going to press the delete key on the keyboard. And what that's going to do is remove that take from my audition. So you'll notice the little dots at the bottom. I'm now just auditioning 4 clips. And this is a great way to go through and start to narrow down what clip you actually want to use. So let's take a look at this first one, see if it's an okay take. To do that, I'm just going to hit the space bar to preview it.
Really?
That take's okay. Let's see the second one.
Really?
And look at this 4th clip. I know I don't like this take, so I'm just going to hit the delete key to remove that from the audition. really it's one of these first 3 clips that I'm going to use. And what I really like about this second clip is this little nose sniff that he gives. Looking at the first one, he's got a really evil look because he's angled down. It's almost too evil, but I like how he's looking at the hand. We get the little look up, and then there's this little, right there, that little nose sniff. I really like that for this take. So with it selected, I'm just going to hit the done button here on the audition to lock that one in, and that's going to keep that clip as the audition. And I'm going to do Shift Z to zoom out, and we have that one there. I still have those other takes in case I need one of those. I can go back to it. And one little thing that you might have noticed that I'll call out in this video, in the first take, I do have this second copy of the room tone linked to it. So when I switch over to this other take, we no longer have that room tone. So that might cause a little bit of a problem. So I'm going to hit done and then just duplicate my room tone here by option dragging it over so that we get our second copy of the room tone listed there. We're going to mix the audio in a little greater detail in a different video, but I just want to make sure that room tone stays with us. So that's something just to be aware of when you are doing these auditions, to make sure that any connected clips are coming with it. This also includes our captions. So if I go back to the timeline index, I'm going to re-enable my captions so that they're visible. And you'll notice in the captions here, the really response is no longer listed. And I'm sure if I go back here to the first audition, say done, we can see really is here as far as the caption goes. So if this happens, I can select it, do Command C to copy that caption track, switch over to this one. I'm going to paste it, Command V. And then looking at the waveform at the bottom of this track, I can see this is where he says really, so I know exactly where to move it over.